So I don't think I'm going to use my camera to show me um, doing this live stream and on this podcast session. Um, I titled this, you know, Kobe Bryant's legacy. As you can see, I got the picture of him and his daughter. Um, I want to send praise up to Vanessa Bryant and his three other daughters. Today by far had to be one of the hardest days of their lives. I think, you know, just from a family standpoint of losing their father, a husband, and a sister. Um, you know, Losing somebody um, it's tough, and what we're going through right now in the world with COVID-19 and losing lives every day. Today, by far, I think has been very eerie in a sense, uh, at least for me, because yesterday was my birthday, and I remember exactly where I was, what I was doing last year, this day, and it was hard. Woke up, um, it was a Sunday last year. Woke up, and you know it was it wasn't sunny. It was kind of overcast. Um, and I don't know. I get a message. It's 12 o'clock, or my time. It's 9 o'clock Western time. I'm on the East Coast. Uh, it's in North Carolina, we East Coast time, and 12 o'clock, and I get a message. Go on Google. I'm looking for something, and it come across the screen. Kobe Bryant has died in a tragic accident, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, nah, they tripping. So I'm searching through social media, and searching, see if I can find whatever I can find. And what I find was nothing. I didn't find anything. And it was crazy because, I said about an hour, 35, 45 minutes later, it comes up. And I know on a Sunday in Cali, if you ain't at church, you ain't up on Sunday. So I know a lot of people didn't know what was going on, unless you're early. You're up early in the morning. But they ain't how it go in Cali on a Sunday morning if you're not going to church. Um, so for me being on the East Coast, when I seen it, I automatically just it was silence because um, Kobe Bryant, the player and the man, like the husband, the father, you watch this man grow. Like, you watch this man go through life for 20 years. 20 years of his life. You've watched him. I've watched him. And to see this happen, not only to him and his daughter, but the other families in a helicopter where normally when it's foggy and it's thick, they they don't fly. They don't fly. You don't fly. Like everything is grounded. Everything. When LAPD helicopters are grounded due to dense fog, why on that day that pilot decided to fly that damn helicopter, we may never know. We may never know. Um, but for sure, it was very, um, very hard, for just people in general. us as a people, losing an icon, losing a legend in a city. Like being from Cali, being from LA, the city, what Kobe Bryant meant to us and meant to me. I honestly, when he first came in, I wasn't a Kobe fan. I thought Kobe was so arrogant. I thought Kobe was. mm, I got to meet him a couple of times. And growing up in the inner city, I grew up going to the Art Wood Heritage Center, which was a youth center for kids. And we did a lot. Laker games, championship games in '01, championship game 2000, um, you name it, bro. We did it. Dodgers game, all that. And we was able to take pictures with Kobe when he was young. The fro when they was winning, the three-peat was good for the city. It was good for the city, man. We watched this dude go from boy to man in the spotlight. His down days, his down days to his ups, man. Like Kobe Bryant legacy in the last 20 years for Los Angeles, he touched a lot of people. The basketball player touched a lot of people. The basketball player brought a lot of people together. If I don't care what the hell was going on in the city, when you go to a Laker game and you see Kobe play, that's all that mattered. Nothing else mattered. When you talk sports in LA, talk about the Lakers, nothing else mattered. There could be tension. Nothing else mattered when the Laker game was on. Nothing else mattered. And for me, I grew a respect for Kobe over time. I was a Shaq fan, you know. I felt like everything that happened between them two was kind of it's kind of crazy. But at the end of the day, the legacy for Kobe Bryant, um, you see the love, you see the love, you see the admiration, the just how he represented LA to the fullest. 20 years with one franchise. Shaq left, got kind of hard, but he brought two more championships back to LA, which was his legacy. Will forever be his legacy. And for me, watching Kobe come in '96, I was 10. You had Dick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, you know, Sean Rooks, uh, Shaq, um, Eldon Campbell, bro, just that whole old Lakers squad, Nick Van Exel, Cedric Ceballos, um, you got a young Kobe. And I'll never forget, playoff game, he shot them three air balls. And that was a defining moment for him, I feel, because, being in the spotlight, they tied into Brandy, you took her to all that stuff. Um, was new to him, but he didn't shy away from it. He didn't shy away from it. And one thing I know, and one thing I noticed is the next year he came back ready to play and even better. Um, I'm a sports head, so I know, yeah, I was 10, but I followed what's going on. Um, Fast forward to 2000. Um, no, not 2000. Let's go. Yeah, 2000. Let's fast forward to 2000. I think they won that championship, and even during his darkest times, when the Colorado situation happened, after Shaq left, it was hard. it was hard because a lot of what he was going through was self-inflicted. You in Colorado, and that was worldwide news. You cheated on your wife. You now have kind of tarnished your legacy in a sense. Kobe Bryant, number 8, and what he did was profound to me because he kind of leveled up in a sense. He then went to number 24, left Adidas, played, I think he played a whole year just playing in the shoes that he wanted to play in, and he signed with Nike. Signed with Nike, it was a wrap. You see the evolution of Kobe Bryant, the evolution, and he became more humble in a sense, accessible in a sense. I mean, all the NBA players talked about it. Um, D Wade, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, um, you know, all them players. They talk highly of Kobe because he was like a big brother, like Mike was to him. And the competitiveness, that Mamba mentality, that competitiveness, um, you've seen it on the court, off the court. And I think when Gianna was born, from what I know, from what I read and watching interviews, um, she took after her dad big time, big time. The game of basketball was their thing. And then he been a girl dad. He was a girl dad when he had Natalia, but he became an even more girl dad as Gianna got older, and the two younger ones were born. Um, his legacy, that them girls are his legacy. That one right there next to him um, was his legacy, and to see um, this happen so tragic last year, and this is one of the reasons why I want to talk about um, Kobe Bryant and his legacy today was because, you know, I think we should celebrate his life. Um, we should celebrate his daughter's life because of the man he was, because of the father he was. Um, the the off the court work he did. Um, you know, being a strong black man in his community. Um, you seen him transition from basketball to after basketball, and it was like it was something to see. Him writing his books and winning an Oscar for a short story. Um, just you seeing him make that transition to where you wonder if he was still here, what else he would conquer, because he conquered everything. Only thing he didn't conquer was get that 6 rating like Mike, and he always felt that you know Boston that year they lost to Boston. That was his time. You know, so in 20 years of Kobe being with the Lakers, this man has had his downs, he had his ups, he had his downs with injuries. Later in his career, he had his ups, his moments, and competitive. very competitive, very tenacious, very like straight on your ass on the court, period. And so Kobe Bryant legacy to me is 824. When you see the numbers in the Raptors of the Lakers arena, hashtag girl dad, hashtag Mamba mentality. He brought a new mindset to the world. He brought a new mindset to everybody that you fight, you keep going, you don't give up, you keep going. You keep going. You fight. You in life, things will be there. Obstacles will be there. But you keep going. So, wrap this up. This was a little quick one. Um, I thought I was gonna have some guests, but I guess I know people on the West Coast at work, chilling, um, tending to family. Um, but yeah, R.I.P. Kobe, Gigi, and everybody else that was on the helicopter that day, because I think you know nobody told us. We didn't think that this 2020 would be the year that we would have. Um, Started off crazy, with the death of Kobe and his daughter and the other people that was on that helicopter that morning. Um, it makes you put life in perspective. You have to, you have to go out here every day and conquer the world every day, because nobody's promised tomorrow. Nobody. So once again, RIP Code, your legacy, 20 years, um, what you did for the city of LA, everybody you touched, you've brought on a generation of sneakerheads to your shoes, brought on a generation of, people loving who you are and the game you brought to the court every day. You laced them up. You didn't cheat. You didn't, it was all sacrifice and all willpower when it came to you and that basketball. And I can appreciate that. Loving the game of basketball, watching you grow, watching your career and your legacy. All right, out.